Hey everybody, this is Sarah Harnish. I'm a Young Living Diamond and I'm the author of Game Plan and Fearless and Ignite and Unstuck, how to talk to humans and get them to respond to you. And you have made it all the way to day 3 of boot camp. Great job. This is a 20-day boot camp that I'm going to be running, totally free. And the videos are not in any particular order because we're studying skill sets to be able to do this really well. So it's okay if you jump in on day 3 and it's your very first day. It's okay if you jump in on day 18 and it's your very first day. You can go back and pick up the videos as you choose to. If you can't keep up with the reading, totally okay. You can pop on and just watch the videos. If the videos are overwhelming to you, it's all right. Don't feel like you have to watch them. Just go and read the book and keep pace with some of the stuff that I'm posting during the day. That's the neat thing about boot camps is you can take it at any pace, any speed that you want to and still do this very, very successfully. So, all right, you guys ready for the oil of the night? We've already had Believe oil. That was the first night. We had Hope oil. That was yesterday because some of you guys have forgotten to dream. Tonight's oil I'm pretty excited about. This one is a pretty exotic blend of oils, of ylang-ylang, some spruce in there, some Roman chamomile, and some lavender. If you haven't guessed it yet, the oil of the night is Motivation. Kind of hard to see on your screen, but Motivation oil. And let's talk about that for just 1 second, and then we'll talk about what boot camp is, and we'll jump right into our day 3 training. So Young Living says that the powerful scent of motivation promotes feelings of action and accomplishment when diffused. So you might have sat down and made your warm market list and went, oh boy, yeah, I really want them on my team, but I'm not so sure that I want to pick up the phone and call them, or I'm not so sure that I want to send that text and check in on them. I'm feeling a little nervous about making those contacts. So I think I'm just going to stay back here. Well, this is going to put you in that place where you're like, no, wait a second. Like, my freedom is on the other side of that phone call, right? The freedom and protection of my babies is on the other side of that connection. The freedom and protection of my family and digging out from where I am is on the other side of the fear of sending that text message or sending that Facebook IM. So it's so important that I am not blowing this off because of fear. Because that's what it is, right? So it helps a person surmount fear and procrastination as well, while stimulating feelings of accomplishment, and enhances the ability to move forward in a positive direction, helps improve concentration. I did like 4 nitros before I went live tonight. That also helps improve concentration. My little mix that I drink before I train is an 8-ounce glass of Ningxia, and then I put in 2 nitros, and I put in 2 tablespoons of Mindwise, and it's amazing. It's just like mental clarity. I've got Motivation diffusing in my diffuser right now, and I'm so ready to go for you guys. It also helps combat nervous tension. So maybe you just really are like nervous about touching base with people, and that's totally okay. It's really important to make sure that you're putting oils in that are just going to keep you moving forward and thinking in forward motion. It helps release emotional blocks. Maybe you just have a fear of picking up the phone, right, and talking to people. You're like, I can do anything but that. I can do anything but a Facebook Live. It's going to help prevent restlessness and tension. So it's a great oil, especially if you know what you need to do, but you really don't want to do it. This is an oil that's just going to kind of keep you moving in that direction. A huge shout out to all of our people listening all over the world. We've got people in Malaysia that are on right now, Australia, Europe. We just had book sales today in Mexico. We have a huge Canada fan base. I just saw Michigan and Ohio, and it's really an honor to have some time with you guys. So if you're just popping onto boot camp and you're like, all right, I've been on Sarah's page for a while. Is this the same as Game Plan? Like, I don't need the training twice. How much of a time commitment am I going to have to make to this boot camp? The nice thing is that you dictate what you want to put into it. So if reading books is not your jam, then just watch the videos Monday through Friday until we're done with this thing on January 31st. If reading books is your jam, but keeping up on the videos is a little overwhelming, then maybe catch 2 or 3 videos over the course of boot camp, pick up a couple more on topics that really catch your attention, and really dive into that book. If you are one of those people like me that likes to highlight every word, every sentence, every line, put action to what you're studying, studying, you really, really want that accountability as well, and you want to dive deep, and you are in it to win it because you are going to go to Royal Crown Diamond with your business. And so any training that you have, especially free training, you're like all in on it, then get the workbook and do the whole thing. But your level of commitment, people ask me all the time, how much time is this going to take me per day? Well, I've seen people that literally took 4 hours to fill out their workbook this week, and I've seen people that did it in 10 or 15 minutes. So, it's whatever you want to put into it. And if you're in a busy season in your life, then you know what? The little bits that you put in, God is still going to bless those tenfold back at you because you are doing the things that are going to be growing your business, right? You're staying laser focused on moving forward. So what is boot camp? Is it like Game Plan? No, it's not like Game Plan. Game Plan is a business overview of a Young Living business. It's everything you need to know, all the nuts and bolts about where to place people, strategy, all of that stuff. That's what Game Plan is. It is the best-selling business book in Young Living of all time. Over 2 million copies sold because of you guys. You took it to the top of the charts for 10 months, which is crazy, on the world's largest bookseller. And you put a big exclamation point at the end of network marketing for all the people out there watching, thinking that this field is kind of cray-cray. And even Unstuck right now is in the top 20. We hold 2 of the top spots in the top 20 on Amazon right now, and that's because of you. So Game Plan is a business overview. This training, Unstuck, is designed to help you with the skills needed to get an audience so that you can build your business. It's skills training, so quite different from what you guys studied in Game Plan. The format is the same, book, workbook, boot camp. We're keeping it simple. It's all collected on my website, very easy to find, so you don't have to scroll through Facebook. But if you're having no-show classes and you're handing out samples and it's not leading to kit sales, then you're in the right place. That's what this training is all about, because when I went on tour for Game Plan, every single line that I stood in, every book signing line on every single stage, didn't matter what continent my feet were on, the people told me the same thing. I can't get people to come to class, or I'm trying to sign my family and they're not signing up. I've totally tapped out my warm market. I don't know who else to talk to next. I'm really feeling overwhelmed. And so after listening to that in 52 different cities all around the world, I'm like, this book needs to be written. People need to know that there's a massive audience outside their front door. And if they just had the skill set to be able to make those connections with that audience, they could grow an unbelievably large business, just of their own volition. And so I spent 3 years, over 8,000 interviews, collecting all of the things that people did when they had kit sales and compiling it into one space. And that's how Unstuck was born. So this book is a bit different than Game Plan. It's a bit bigger than Game Plan for those of you that bought it, because I'm trying to reach into that place of despair for those of you that have tried and tried and tried and tried to build this business, and you just don't know what you're doing wrong. Like, how are there 400 diamonds in Young Living, and obviously people are doing it, and you're just sitting there and you can't figure out why they're doing it, and you're not able to do it. And so that's what this book is going to address. We're just going to shred everything that I've seen that holds people back from connecting with other human beings, helping you to find your audience, helping you to connect with your audience, helping you to be authentic when you connect with your audience, and building relationships. That's what this is all about. So if that's where you're stuck, then this boot camp is just going to be a tremendous blessing to you, no matter what pace you take it at. All right. And the more leaders you bring with you, the more people that you lead through, you can go out and take all this training and you'll see OGV growth, and you can build legs that need some more strength in them. But if you've got 20 leaders doing it with you, then imagine the multiplication factor of all of them going back and applying the same things that you're applying. I've had my leaders that have been clocked out for 2 years are out there having kit sales just from the first few days of Unstuck Boot Camp. So I know that this is going to be a huge blessing and help you to stand on top of some of those fears. All right. So right now we're right in the middle of a quick start training guide to the book. I like to call them the 4 Mojo methods. These are for people that just want to grab the book and start right away. Just get out there and do it. These 4 things have thousands and thousands of testimonies behind them. So when I see people are stuck and they haven't had a kit sale for a while, they'll go and do a vendor event, get 1 kit sale, and then they're on fire and they're teaching classes again. Or they'll carry a purple bag on them and they're dropping their son off at their basketball game and strike up a conversation, and they had a tool there right in the moment that they had that conversation. And so going back to these Mojo methods is just a way for you to get that 1 sale so that you get fired up and you gain that confidence that you do have what it takes to be able to build this business. All right? So we talked about 2 of the mojo methods last night. Tonight we're going to talk about 2 of the other mojo methods. These are 4 ways that I use to just get you fired up. And then we're going to jump into 100 pages of mindset training that is Young Living specific. So it's going to be just an amazing week that we have ahead of us. One of the assignments that I gave you this week that I thought was kind of fun was to sit down and make a list of all the people that are not on your team yet that you would love on your team, like your warm market people that you talk to. And it was amazing as I'm going through and reading some of these comments, what people are saying. I had no idea my warm market was so big. And these are people I haven't signed yet. Like, I'd be really upset if they were on somebody else's team. Julie says, as a stay-at-home mom, I wasn't sure my warm market would be very big at all. I'm surprised by how many people I do know and love, and they're not on her team yet. Eileen said, I never realized until I started writing down how many people I come into contact with on a daily basis that are not on her team. Pam said, as I started making my list up, I'm shocked. I thought after 5 years that I depleted my contact list. Boy, was I wrong. I'm on it. So that's some encouragement for you to get out there and keep building that list. Like, carry that list with you for the next 30 days and build it and build it and build it. And then I'm going to train you how to not word vomit on those people so that you scare them away, but build that relationship with them so that you become the answer that they're looking for. And you can truly start building some of those areas where you need volume in your team by making those connections with the people that are on your warm market list. Pam says, I could not believe the amount. Yeah. Lisa says, my list was surprisingly huge. I was shocked. So imagine if you had 30 people. I'm not very good at math, but say you had 30 people and you built the relationship and they got excited, all right? And they got on Essential Rewards at 300 PV. Just those 30 people would equal 9,000 OGV. That's crazy, right? That's almost a silver just from 30 people that are on Essential Rewards, and we're not even talking their friends lists. So that, and even more than that, those are 30 people that are using Ningxia, swapping things out for thieves in their house, learning how to make sinus bombs with vitality oils and not leaning on some of the old methods that they have been using, so it's not hitting their liver really hard. Like, these are people you're pouring into and you're changing their lives for the better. So it's a win-win-win-win-win situation all the way around. So I actually brought my purple bag tonight. Last night I trained on purple bags and I didn't bring my purple bag with me. So I wanted to show you, this is what I carry around with me. I keep about 5 of them in my purse and I keep 5 of them in my van. And you might think I'm a nutcase for using tools, but every major network marketer out there uses tools. We just had Eric Worre speak at convention a couple of years ago. He is a huge advocate of tools, using a leading sentence, funneling to a tool. Danny Johnson, really big on tools. Use a leading sentence, funnel the tool. So all the major network marketers out there love tools because they can say a lot in a very little space. So I include tools in my purple bag. I'm just going to flip my camera around here and just show you. So it's got a little cover sheet on it. These cost me probably about $2 or $3 to make. So I don't make a ton of them up each month, maybe 10 or 20, and I just kind of keep them with me and I give them to people that I really truly think would act on it. And it says, you've just been the recipient of the Essential Oil swag bag or of the famous purple bag. And then it tells them what's inside and what the first step is. Order your kit at youngliving.com. Here's the numbers that you need to put in, and you're never going to look back. This is an awesome resource. This, by the way, is free. This is a printable that we had a graphic designer design for you. It's up on my website, and it doesn't cost you anything. You just print it off. So if I open up my bag and look in here, I love to give visuals of the starter kit so that they know what they're buying. There's a bunch of them, flyers and stuff at discoverlsp.com. I know Jen O'Sullivan has got a beautiful one as well that are designed to fit in these 6x9 organza bags. The bags are 10 cents on Amazon. They're not going to break the bank. Also in here, I include Fearless. So this is like the book. I mean, you guys have bought over 4 million of these since I released them. This is an amazing book for training the lifestyle and getting them to go cabinet by cabinet and swapping things out in their house and really having that discerning eye for where all the dangers and poisons are in their home. So it's going to train them on the simple swap and says, here are the poisons in your laundry room, kitchen, cleaning closet, supplements, beauty care, bathroom, baby and kids. And then if we flip the next page, it tells them exactly what to swap it out for. Gives them the item numbers. So it's easy for them to go room by room and start really kicking the chemicals in their home to the curb. There's also a Fearless calendar, which is on my website. It is free. You can print them off and stuff them in the Fearless books. This is the why behind oiling. And this holds them accountable for 30 days. So it takes all the challenges in the calendar, plots them out on an actual calendar from the book, and I just have them put it on the fridge and cross it off as they do it, like getting their diffuser going for the next 30 days. So they cross off diffuser use every single day. So they have a 30-day habit built of using their diffuser. It's stuff you want your new oiler doing, but this calendar costs nothing. You just print it off. And again, we had this professionally designed. It matches the book. When they send me a screenshot of their calendar, I gift them $25 toward their first Essential Rewards order because I want to invest in them, and I know that they're oiling every single day. So I throw this in my bag. I love to give them a class. So if they sat through a class of mine, I'll give them the other one. Essential Oils 101 is on CD. We've got Toxin Free Life is on CD. Very soon we're going to have the Ningxia class and the Savvy class on CD as well, so they can listen to those too. And I just pop it inside the bag based on what they're interested in. And I always give the business opportunity, always. So many of my silvers built a business because of reading the mini. Your Game Plan, Build a Life Beyond Survival Mode, just gets them thinking about their income and where they are. It has the income disclosure guide in it. And it's a very powerful tool. And then I also have instructions on how to sign up and get their kit. Steps to purchase, very easy to read and understand. So that's the anatomy of a purple bag. Very effective tool and has led to a lot of starter kits for me. So that's one of my mojo methods, is just carrying one of those around for when you're having those chance conversations. And if you want instructions on how to assemble those, they're up on my website. You just go to share and then purple bags, and everything is on there. If you have any issues ordering, just shoot me an email, oilabilitywithsarah, SARAH, @gmail.com, and we've got an amazing team that'll help you out. All right. So let's see. What else do I want to hit on tonight? I showed you purple bags. We talked about Oil of the Night motivation. And so tonight we're going to be covering chapters 6, 7, and 8. And when I'm going through a chapter, I'm just going to give you highlights and give you some things that are not in the book so you can go back and kind of absorb some of the stuff that is in the book. And then we discuss it throughout the day with different posts that I'm putting up. I'll respond to a lot of your questions and comments on the posts. So a lot of the dialogue between the two of us is happening in those posts during the day. You'll see I'm posting 2 or 3 times a day and asking you guys questions. We're doing multiple contests every single day if you're watching the live videos. And so may this boot camp just really, truly be a blessing to you. So mojo method number 1 is your warm market. So making that list of all the people that you know that are not on your team yet. Mojo method number 2 is carrying purple bags on you for those conversations that you have with people and collecting their contact information so you're not just handing out free stuff. That's a huge part of purple bags being successful. Mojo method number 3 is vendor events, and I have a huge chapter on this later in the book that I wrote collaboratively with about a dozen different people that have had really good success with vendor events. I just compiled all the things they're doing that's leading to OGV growth, and we're going to really hash out vendor events deep, very deep later on. But for tonight, I'm going to give you a quick overview because it's a quick start. And then mojo method number 4 is friends of friends, which is how I built to silver so quickly. And I'm going to talk to you about what I did specifically with friends of friends and why that worked with me. And then we'll just touch on chapter 8, which is if all your mojo methods fail. Like, what happens if you're trying these things and it's just really not turning out to be what you think it should be. So method number 3 is vendor events, and I tell you, I'm going to cover this really well later on. But there's a couple things that I do at a vendor event that really helps with the success of the event. Number 1, I do not give them information overload. So you're going to be tempted to put all the seedlings line out there and the kids sense and every single Thieves product we have and all that. Here's the thing. If it's not in the starter kit, don't put it on the table, because that's where you want them to begin. You want everybody to start with a wholesale account. So I'm not putting every single oil that we have and every aromatherapy book that I have. I really tighten up what I have in that table because I want all their attention on that kit. Gillette asked, is it possible to receive a link for those who don't have a CD player and can still see the information online versus CD? Yes, that is textable classes. And I just re-recorded all 4 of the classes to match the Unstuck book, and we're going to be putting those on the website in the next 2 weeks. So before boot camp is over, we'll have all 4 PowerPoints up, and we'll have all 4 textable classes up. And those are free resources that you can text to people that they can listen to as a podcast. Absolutely, it's a really good question. Okay, so back to vendor events. Don't overload them with what you're putting on the table. Stick with the starter kit only and funnel them where you want them to go. Think about it. If you walk into a booth and we have 600 products, you put 100 products out, they're going to be like, they don't even know where to begin. They don't even know where to start. So laser focus them specifically on the starter kit. All right. So Diamond Rising decks, I'm going to do a whole training on this. This is a very powerful follow-up system that I've spent a year and a half developing. We had many prototypes and many betas on it, and we finally perfected it. I released it in the summer, right before convention, and we've had enormous success with them on the website. But basically, it's a series of little tiny cards where all your follow-up is done with check marks. So you remember exactly where you left off in the funnel of giving them aromatherapy training, of prospecting them, or running them through a business funnel. And you can follow somebody's entire journey from when they first show up in your class, before they even have their kit, all the way to Royal Crown Diamond on 3 4x6 cards. So it's a phenomenal system. But one element of that system is the Contact Me cards, which is my prospecting system for when I'm at vendor events, when I'm at 101 classes, collecting their information. And it asks a lot of questions in a very small space. So you gather a lot of information, and some of it's uncomfortable to ask them, like people that you just met. But you're going to gather all that information in a very hands-off way that doesn't damage that relationship with them, and then you have what you need to move forward to run them through the prospecting funnel. And so I carry Contact Me cards whenever I am at vendor events, and I funnel people to those cards so that I have contacts for class leads when I leave. So there's 2 reasons I do a vendor event: kit sales and class leads. Both of those I have really good success picking up at vendor events. So my last vendor event, using the Contact Me cards from the Diamond Rising deck, gave me 48 class leads, and it was an hour and a half long event. So very works very well, the Contact Me cards. And then I have a basket that I put on my table, which leads them to the cards. So I might have some Thieves Cleaner in there, maybe a Fearless book, maybe a CD, maybe a Peppermint Roll-On in there, anything to get their attention. And if they want to win the basket, they have to fill out a Contact Me card. And that's how I get those leads for my classes. And I don't spend a lot on the baskets. I mean, $5 or $10 like total, but they go bonkers for winning a free basket. So I walk away with a lot of cards filled out. I also like to have a laptop on site so that if I have people that want to sign up right there, I have the internet ready to go and I can get them signed up right away. And then the last thing that I do to make my vendor events very successful is flip kits. So flip kit is when you go onto the Young Living virtual office and you order a starter kit under the one-time order button, and you have a couple of those on hand while you're at the site, because when people come into vendor events, they're coming for the purpose of making a purchase. They're walking through a marketplace. So when you're teaching a class in your living room, maybe they aren't expecting to purchase anything, but if they come to a vendor event, they are expecting to purchase something. So I like to have those impulse buyers kits sitting right on the table. All right. Gail says, I have a drawing which gives me their contact information. That's the basket that I'm talking about, is I will get their contact information via using a basket. So Teresa Yeager on our team used these methods and grew her OGV from 8,000 all the way to like 43,000 this last fall just by doing vendor events. She hit gold from vendor events exclusively. She did one every single Saturday from May, April, May, all the way through the end of December, and grew her OGV by over 30,000 using vendor events. So it can be very effective mojo method. All right. Whew. All right, so my favorite events are craft fairs, flea markets, farmers markets, indoor and outdoor. You say, oh, well, there's no events happening in the winter. Yes, there are. Like even in Pennsylvania, where it's like 20 degrees, they have the farm show. They have all sorts of stuff going on. You just got to scope it out. Call the chambers of commerce. Find out what's happening in your local mall. Are they doing any events inside the mall? And get some mall space for a Saturday. Go to anything indoor. A lot of farmers markets, especially in the north, will bring their farmers markets inside and hold it in a store or in a mall area on the inside of a mall. So do the phone work and the groundwork to try to find stuff that is near you. State fairs are great in the spring, summer, fall. Employee health events. I've spoken at a lot of Fortune 500 companies at their health fairs that they have for their employees. Women's events. I've done tables at all of those with success. So step one to use this as a mojo method method is find an event near you through the Chamber of Commerce and then get a table. So if you want to try vendor event to get your one kit sale in the next week so that you're all fired up, then this is a really good place to start. Kathy says, I live in a small town and there are vendor events, but they cost money and I don't have the cash flow to cover it up front. You know, I would say take a look at your cost versus return. So the woman that built her OG from $8,000 all the way to $40,000, she had to pay $40 a week to have a table, but they had 10,000 foot traffic and she averages 6 kit sales a week. So, I mean, you do the math, that's $300 just in kit sales. It more than covers the $40 that she has to have for the table. So if you really are having a hard time with your warm market and don't want to text people and you're really nervous about it, this is a very safe way to be able to begin your business. Just make sure that you have contact me cards, make sure you're not overloading them with information on the table, whether it's product or books, resources, and make sure that you are funneling to that starter kit and have flip kits on hand. All right, so chapter 7 is friends of friends. How do you get their kit to replace them, especially if they're out of state? I just have their kit shipped to me. So they put my address in, and then that gives me a good reason to touch base with them as soon as the kit arrives with me and say, hey, I got the kit. Thank you so much. Let me go help you go into your virtual office and switch your address back. We can set up your Central Rewards order. And so it gives you a reason to be able to contact them and touch base with them later so they can still order. All right. So I told you guys last night, we're talking about friends of friends now. This is the last quick start method, and then we're going to go really deep into some training for your mind and mindset over the next couple days. But chapter 7 is on friends of friends, and I told you what I did last night to rank to silver. I signed my family, I signed my friends, and then I signed friends of friends. And so I'm actually going to take you into my virtual office right now and show you what friends of friends look like for me. So what it looked like as I was building my organization. So we'll go right back into the beginning. Let me flip this around for you. Here we go. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to go to my organization. And I want to take you all the way back to the month that I started my business, which was in 2014. Really, really hard to believe. But I got my kit in July of 2014. Actually, June of 2014, sorry. And I held my very first class in July. So there I am. It's my team of me and nobody else. And I tried peppermint and I was wowed with peppermint. I decided I wanted all the oils. And so John said that I needed to teach a class. So I did. I taught one class and I had 6 people sign up. So there they are. This is month 1. I have a team of 7 and an OGV of about 1,000. Okay. If I move ahead to month 2, John was like, do it again. Maybe it'll work again. You know, I was like, okay, I haven't talked to everybody yet. So, a month after this, so this is 4 weeks into my business, I started teaching 1 class a week. Because I saw when I taught 1 class, I ended up with that, right? So I thought, well, maybe if I teach 1 class a week, I'll end up with even more. So I had a team of 7 and an OGV of 1,000 my first month building. And so my second month, I taught 4 classes and my team did this. And I had 27 members on my team and an OGV of 2,300. This is 4 weeks into my business. So then John said, well, go do it again. Like, let's see if it happens again. So I was like, okay. So 8 weeks into my business, I just continued in the same pattern. I taught 1 class a week and I went to those 6 people that originally signed up and I taught to their friends. Well, now I had 27 people on my team after the first month. So now I'm going to go to all 27 and every single one of these guys, 14 of them, I've got people signed underneath them because I'm teaching to friends of friends. This is what friends of friends looks like. Is sometimes I taught in my home, sometimes I taught in their home, sometimes it was a library, sometimes it was a church gym, but wherever I could find it was free. And so if I go to 1 month later, 4 more classes that I had, I go from 27 people on my team to 63 people on my team and 2,300 OGV to 6,221 OGV. What the what? Right? How on earth? How'd you do that? I literally just taught to friends of friends. So maybe my friends are not jumping on the bandwagon and they're not super stoked about teaching classes and hosting classes and all. I say, hey, don't even worry about doing the business. Don't even think about doing the business. Let me just help you get your stuff for free. That's my goal, okay? I want you to be able to order Ningxia. You just had that Ningxia class. You need to drink Ningxia. Your kids need to drink Ningxia. But I don't want you to have to take it out of your budget. So let me come talk to your friends and family so you get a check and then you get all the Ningxia, right? I just taught a thieves class. I know you want to swap out all the stuff in your house, right? You want to do that. You want to have thieves cleaner and you want thieves mouthwash and you want thieves whitening toothpaste and you want thieves dental floss and you want all the thieves laundry soap, thieves dish soap, but that's expensive. So let me come tell your mom about thieves. I'll be the bad guy and tell her the bad things that are in her house. You don't have to be the bad guy. I'll be the voice of conviction for you. And we'll get her signed up and get her on Essential Rewards. And then guess what? You're not going to pay for your thieves, right? So I made it a goal to help my people get their stuff for free. If you step back and you say, oh my word, okay, that's all I have to do is help them get their stuff for free, right? That's how I grew to 63 people. So this is 8 weeks into my business. And my OGVs, went from 2,300 to 6,221. So let's fast forward one more month. We're going to go 12 weeks into my business. The very, very beginning of my business is October 2014. My time commitment to my business that month was 8 hours. I taught 4 2-hour classes in the month of September. So I did it again in October because I was like, shoot, we're already at 63 people and I've only done this 8 weeks. So let's try it again, right? Just teaching to friends of friends, friends of friends of friends, right? October 2014, 118 people. And you can see we hit the rank of silver. This is 12 weeks into my business. And my OGV went from 6,000 to 14,739. Okay, this is in October of 2014. So it's like, okay, well, what did you do? Do you know everybody? You're really loud. You're really outgoing. No, not really. I just love people and I love connecting them to thieves and connecting them to Ningxia and connecting them to oils, and I'm sharing my oil stories and the people in the room are sharing their oil stories, right? And that's how I built to silver in 12 weeks, was friends of friends of friends. So stop what you guys are doing. You're saying, but what do you do if they are not interested? What do you do if, they don't want to order more? What do you do? No. You need to jump over that person that's not interested. Utilize their friend circles, but jump over them and don't let the naysayers stop you from building your business, okay? Don't let them take your mind to that place. Just say, listen, my goal is to help you get thieves in your house. Let's work on that together. I'm going to come and teach to a couple of people in your circle because I just don't want you to have to ever take a penny of this out of your budget. Polly says, how do you deal with their excuses for not letting you talk to their friends? I don't have friends. I don't have time. I really don't want to do that to my friends. I just say, listen, every single day, hundreds and hundreds of things are hitting your liver. We don't know the consequence of those kinds of decisions, but I do know that 1 in 3 women and 1 in 5 men will have cancer by the time that they're 60 years old. 1 in 3 women, 1 in 5 men. That means in your family of 6, 2 people in your family are going to have cancer by the time they're 60 years old. All right. And the American Cancer Society says only 5 to 10% of those cases are because of genes. That means 90 to 95% are not. That means it's the stuff we're allowing into our homes. I am about training you how to protect your house. This is serious stuff. So let me come alongside you in very simple, easy, tiny baby steps and come alongside and do some training. Because I know this is going to impact your body in a positive way. I know getting some of the stuff out of your home and helping you rethink how you clean, how you cook, what personal care products you use, your house and your health. And so it's so important that you take this seriously. You got to hit them on that spiritual level of protection of their families, right? You have to. So Jerica says, do you ever have anybody on your team that doesn't respond when you reach out? Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah. And when they don't respond, I go to the next person, right? I don't let the no responses knock me down. I don't let the naysayers knock me down. I don't let the people that say that they want poison in their home knock me down. I just go to the next person. Yes, when I sign somebody up under a friend, I do give them the enrollment, provided that they're on Essential Rewards. If they're not on ER, then that money's just going to disappear. So I say, listen, I'll teach as long as you're on ER. I will give you the sponsor and the enroller, and I want you to see that paycheck. But if you're not on ER, you're not even going to get your full paycheck anyway if you're not spending 100 PVs. So, we have one class and have 2 people sign up, your order's totally free, and at the very least, you got free product. If we have more than that sign up, then you're going to get a check in the mail and you can pick out some extra things. So, Carol says, how do you position them with enroller and sponsor if they don't know yet if they'll go on ER and stay on ER? I don't offer to teach for them until they are on ER. How do I explain the ER is worth it? Oh, these are such good questions. We have a 30-page chapter on Essential Rewards coming up as the largest write-up ever in the history of of Young Living on Essential Rewards. It took me almost 6 months to write that chapter. So I'm going to save the ER questions for when we get to the ER chapter because I want to make sure I'm keeping this training to time, okay? All right, so I just want to show you what Friends of Friends looks like when you truly sit down and tap into the circles of the people around you, because maybe the people around you are never going to spend more than 50 or 100 PV. Maybe the people in your circle do not see the value of the product, love thieves, and it's the only thing. They're not going to play, they're not going to experiment, they're not going to learn new things, they won't listen to you, but that is not always the case with all their friends, right? So as long as you're tapping into their friends, you're going to continue growing and growing and growing and growing your team. One fired up friend is going to fill classes for you, so start signing their circles. Think about this. If you have 15 people with 3 or 4 friends signed underneath them, that's 60 people on your team. The average silver is 100 people on their team, so that's 2/3 of the way to silver just through Friends of Friends. 15 people, that's maybe 4 classes. That's a span of a month and a half. So one of the most important things you can do once you sign somebody up is get into their circle right away while they're fired up. Get them into all 4 classes. I'm going to reiterate this every single night of boot camp. You're going to hear me talking about the core 4. Why do I talk about that? Man, Oils of the Bible is awesome. It's my favorite class to teach. Oils and Emotions is powerful. Animal aromatherapy, powerful class. But you know what? It does not lead to longevity in Young Living. What leads to longevity is people not ordering one oil, but people having a wholesale membership as part of Young Living, getting 24% off and getting on Essential Rewards. That's what builds your organization, not people getting on and getting 1 bottle of lavender. And so the way that you lead people to that is by training on the 4 starter kits. You always use that as your starting place. If they have pain or they have something else going on, you're going to funnel them to the oils in the starter kit specifically for those things. So get them into all 4 classes. The minute they get out of an oils class, you've already got them scheduled for a thieves class. And they get out of the thieves class, you've already got them scheduled for an Ningxia class. Then they get out of Ningxia, you've already got them scheduled for a Savvy class. And I wrote a Savvy class that doesn't require any makeup. So you don't have to drop $1,000 to be able to teach your Savvy classes. It's awesome. We're going to be training on all of them live. You get to see them demonstrated. So getting them into all 4 classes, because most of the people on your team have only had 1 class. And then we expect them to get on and experiment with all 600 products that Young Living has, and they've never been trained on the products that Young Living has. So if you're hitting the core 4 classes, you're hitting Young Living's core products, right? You're hitting oils, you're hitting thieves, their entire cleaning line, you're hitting Ningxia, that taps into the supplements line, and you're hitting Savvy, which is tapping into the makeup line. All right. And you make it your personal goal to help them get their order for free. And like I said earlier, they have 10 or 12 people underneath them on ER. Guys, they aren't paying for their product. It's not going to cost them, right? Even if they're not doing the business, signing their circle so their stuff is free is going to build your OGV. It's going to build your volume, and it's going to give you faces to sit in front of to teach Young Living 2, which is exactly what you guys need, right? So it's kind of a you scratch my back, I scratch your back kind of thing. You open your friend circle to me, I'm going to help you get your thieves for free. You open your friend circle to me, I'm going to help you get your Ningxia for free, right? Everyone on Essential Rewards should have people under them so they are not paying for their order. They love the products because they're on ER. So go teach to their friends and train them in some new things. They are 90% more likely to stay on Essential Rewards if they have 1 person underneath them. All right, chapter 8. That was a humzinger chapter, isn't it? And we're going to even go deeper into Friends of Friends. I just touched on the very surface of it. But if all your methods fail, if you're just feeling just totally run down, and your mind is just still not in a good place. We're on day 3 of boot camp, and you've already got 50 ideas to try with your teams. But one of the things I want you to do is this week, I want you to start setting up classes with all the people on your team in all 4 classes. You guys have an Unstuck book. All the scripts are in the back of the book. Call every member of your team that's a 0, that's going inactive, that's on Essential Rewards and spending 50 PV, that's on Essential Rewards spending 300 PV, and make sure every single one of them has all 4 classes. What's that going to do to your OGV? Oh my word, it's going to go, whoo, right? Because you're training them on all these products. So make sure that everybody in your team has the core 4 classes. All right, so if all your methods fail, I want you to keep your friends and family close, but keep naysayers at arm's length. They should not be in your inner circle if they're tearing you down. For most of them, that's your family. And you're like, oh, what if my family doesn't agree, right? What if they just don't align with me doing network marketing? All right, most of the time it's just genuine concern, guys, and it's love. They've never heard of this business model before. They're worried you're getting into something that's dangerous for you. So the best thing you can do is show them the check. right? Show them your paycheck. And usually they'll back off as your check is growing, but you have to build a check to be able to show the check to them. This includes spouses that don't align with you. So let me give you some facts right out of Unstuck, and then we're going to wrap up because I'm going a half an hour today and I'm trying so hard not to go over time. But I just want to give you some facts for people that are naysayers, and I'm pulling this right out of Unstuck, chapter 8. I am on page 44 if you want to follow along. Young Living is 25 years into network marketing, and most network marketing companies fail within 7 years, so it's a very stable company. Young Living does over $2 billion in sales annually. That's huge. Customers return because the products work. That's why we have such a high retention rate. There's over 6 million distributors globally. That means they use the products, they work, and they keep coming back. Network marketing is a viable business model. If you don't believe me, you can go to YouTube and type in Pat Petrini pyramid scheme. I love that 4-minute video, and it just explains why network marketing is not illegal and it is not a pyramid scheme. Young Living has 3,000 global employees, 50 highly trained scientists, 20 international markets. We're a big company, and you don't get to be a big company if your stuff doesn't work, right? You can visit the farms. The company is transparent. You can actually enroll for a farm visit now online at younglivingfarmtours.com. Young Living's essential oils library of plant constituents is unparalleled in the essential oils world. We have been keeping records on the plants for 25 years on 300 single oils and blends. That's longer than most oils companies have been in existence. In addition, our distillation methods are copied all over the world. We're a pioneer. Nobody else has seed to seal. That is the protocol that we use to make sure that our oils are unsprayed, non-GMO, grown on virgin, untainted soil, which includes no mercury, no arsenic, no lead, or other things in the ground. They're harvested at the peak of their plant power, and they're distilled in a way that preserves the benefits so the oils work when you use them. And then if that list fails you, I love this tidbit. Young Living is in the top 10 on the direct sales charts for all network marketing companies in the entire world. That means the business is successful and the business is thriving. That comes from Direct Selling News in 2019. Now, if you're still meeting resistance, another thing to consider is that some of your friends and family just may not be on board with the clean living lifestyle. They may not see the value of Young Living's products. Young Living President Jared Turner said this on September 18th, 2019. He said, quote, "When the cost of our essential oils is seen as a challenge by our customers, I like to describe for them the work required to run farms all around the world without using herbicides or other toxic chemicals. It costs us around $12,000 per acre to weed our Mona, Utah lavender fields by hand using manual labor. Do you know how much weeding costs other companies? $60 an acre. 60. So spraying cheap and toxic herbicides is faster and much cheaper. All right, it's cheaper, and we don't do cheap, right? We don't go to that place. We're not spraying herbicides and weed killers. That's what we pour out to make sure that every drop that you pour from a bottle is pure. That's why our lavender is $20 a bottle instead of $4 a bottle online. Some of your family members may only see the cost, but they're not seeing the benefits of a clean living lifestyle. And so I like to explain some of those things to them. Some of your family members and friends might be stuck in poverty mode or unwilling to grasp that having 10 people under them would negate the cost of their shampoo and all their cleaning products, right? So here are some takeaways from tonight really quickly, and then we'll wrap up. 98% of my business was not family and friends. It was friends of friends or strangers. Thinking that you can only build with your circle is amateur network marketing thinking. How big would your customer base be if you considered everybody outside your door, that they could be on your team? What if nobody was untouchable? Stop focusing on the people that have already told you no and then hitting a brick wall mentally in your business because you just got another no. Move on. Continue to drop seeds on them, but don't lose time and energy waiting for the doorway to crack so that you can speak into them. Those family members are distractions that can cost you everything, including your mindset, which is the most important thing that you've got. Consider this. Every single person outside your door could be on your team. Every single human that you see in a store, on a ball field, in church, if you focus on that thought, it is a wide open field for you. Wide open. You simply just need to learn how to talk to people that you don't know. And that's a skill that could be mastered by memorizing just a few mantras, replacing fear with confidence, replacing doubt with hope, getting outside your warm market. I'm going to train you on this boot camp how to talk to people that you do not know in a confident way. So tomorrow we're going to start mindset training in chapter 9. We're going to do 100 pages of mindset training to get your head out of the gutter. The quick start portion of this boot camp is over. If you want a kit sale this week, if you want kale, you should eat kale too, but if you want a kit sale this weekend, you got to utilize those 4 mojo methods and focus on adding one person to your team just to get yourself fired up, to remember how you felt after your first kit sale. I want you to take your head back to that place again. But stick with me through the rest of this book because we haven't even started yet. We haven't even started yet, all right? So I'm going to end with this testimony, and some of you guys might have seen it on my Facebook page, but it just really, really hit me in a very, very deep place tonight because this is one of my goals, and she's just one of those people that I just want to see at Diamond. She's one of my best friends. I love her so much. Her name is Trina, and I just want to end with this because it was so encouraging to me. She says, "Y'all, I was stuck. From every angle, you would have to agree. My OGV plateaued. Sign-ups, none in over a year. Vision, forgotten. I had all the excuses too. Cross-country move, homeschooling 6 kids, sickness. How can I help people with wellness when we can't stop coughing? What a joke." Some of you know our story. The long and short of it, we overcame allergies, mold, and whooping cough, and after 9 months, I finally started to get some sleep. When Sarah Harnish sent me the beta copy of Unstuck, I almost didn't open it because I didn't think that it was for me. I was too tired. My circumstances were too special, but I read the book. I opened myself up to the power of words coming straight from the heart of the biggest hearted person that I know. And something stirred in me. It was just a flutter, a butterfly's wing breath of hope, belief, and inspiration. And I started walking again toward the belief that I'm in this business for a reason, that God has more strength and favor and success for me, and He has more people for me to help set free. I began working my business in October. I told myself I would do a 3-month run. So I hosted 2 wellness classes each month, and I just met people where they were at. I just loved people. I talked to strangers. And in December, the fruit of my business, the fruit of my focus began to show. I signed 4 people in 1 month, y'all. That was a personal record. Yes, I'm a gold, and yes, you can rank if you only sign 1 or 2 people a month. Consistency, baby. As of this month, my platinum leg is almost halfway to senior star. Guess who's doing another 3-month run? Booking classes with the people who signed up last month. Friends of friends. And encouraging you to check out the latest, greatest tool from our amazing leader. It is time to get unstuck. Who is with me? Isn't that amazing? I love that. So she's back because sitting down and meeting people where they are, it works. It works. So here's the message of this entire chapter. And we're going to go back to a little motivation. Make sure you get this motivation oil on you tonight before you go to sleep. You have to dream as big as Gary Young. Right? You got to have his big dreams in your head if you're going to get out there and fight for this business. You got to have his visions in your head to see the people that are sick that you haven't reached yet. You got to have his dreams in your big heart to be able to see where this vision is going to take your family and what it's going to mean for your family. You got to dream as big as Gary. All right? I love you guys. So your homework for tonight is to read chapter 7, 8, and 9. You're going to dig a little deeper into, or 6, 7, and 8. You're going to dig a little deeper into what we just studied. To do the worksheets for chapter 6, 7, and 8. If you don't have Unstuck yet, go snag it. It's okay if you're jumping in on chapter 9 with us tomorrow. You can go back and catch the rest later. You're not going to be totally lost. These do not build off of each other. We restart every night with a totally different topic, all right? But feel empowered tonight. I want you to feel empowered with every person you see on the street. Don't feel defeated. Feel empowered, okay? Get that motivation oil going. Breathe it in and tell yourself, you know what? I can do all things. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow night for day 4 of boot camp.